Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the issue of Palestinian refugees. No, not the 1.5 million Arabs living in Israel with full citizenship, and not the 1.8 million that live in Judea and Samaria, as the media improperly refers to as the occupied West Bank, where they have a higher standard of living than their brothers in any country around here. No, I'm talking about the 500,000 or so people living in 13 Palestinian refugee camps in Syria. Some people have been there over 70 years. Generations of people have been born there, yet they are denied Syrian citizenship. Pro-Palestinian activists like Lyin and Sarsour refer to Gaza as the world's largest open-air prison. The people living in Syrian refugee camps wish they had it as good as the residents of Gaza. The Palestinian refugees living in Syrian camps live in absolute squalor. They lack electricity, clean water, education, proper food. If they were treated like that within Israel, the international news, activists would go absolutely berserk. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib spends a lot of time attacking Israel and its government, but hardly ever mentions the butcher, Bashar al-Assad, and his slaughter of over 3,500 of her Palestinian brothers and sisters in refugee camps right over here. Where was the outrage from Palestinian activists when Bashar al-Assad was dropping barrel bombs and using poison gas on Palestinian refugee camps? Why aren't the BDS supporters going after the Assad regime and only Israel? I guess when it's a fellow Muslim slaughtering Palestinian refugees by the thousand, that's not really newsworthy. While the Assad regime has been busy slaughtering Palestinian refugees and other Arabs, Israel set up a field hospital right over here where it treated a lot of the casualties of the Syrian civil war. But that won't make the news either. Not only does Syria not grant Palestinian refugees citizenship, but ones fleeing the war into Lebanon are only allowed to stay there 15 days, whereas all other Syrians can stay indefinitely. More harassment, more discrimination against Palestinian refugees. And again, not by Israel, by their Arab brothers and sisters. Upon the creation of Israel in 1948, approximately 900,000 Jews were expelled from Muslim lands, and approximately 700,000 Arabs were displaced. Today, there are 0 Jewish refugees from that expulsion, yet somehow UNRWA, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, says that there are approximately 5 million Palestinian refugees, despite the fact that there are only 10 to 20,000 actually remaining of that original 700,000. My grandparents fled Romania and Czechoslovakia running from Nazis in the 40s. I'm not considered a Czech or a Romanian refugee. Jews were absorbed by America, Australia, Canada, Israel. Why don't Syria and the other Arab countries in the area grant Palestinian refugees citizenship? Because they weaponized the concept of the right of return, returning millions upon millions of non-Jews into Israel and having Israel no longer be the Jewish state. So I'd like to ask you, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, Lyin Sarsour, BDS supporters, and the rest of you pro-Palestinian activists, where is the uproar over the treatment of Palestinian refugees in Syrian camps? That is reserved for Israel, because they don't really care about their Palestinian brothers and sisters. They only want to use it to hold over the head of Israel, to threaten with the right of return one day.
These are refugees from Syria, but they are not Syrians. Muhammad and her family are Palestinian. They were already considered refugees when they were in Syria, the place where all the family members were born.